King David and how King David wanted so badly to give God a temple, and yet God said, no, I'm not going to let you build a temple. That's not going to happen. But his son Solomon, he did allow that to happen. And I love 2 Chronicles, especially this chapter 1, because it talks about Solomon kind of talking to the Lord and saying, you know what, I'm so grateful for what you've done. You know, David was always talking about the promises of God. Well, Solomon looks at it a bit differently. He says in verse 8, Lord God, you were always loyal to my father David, and now you have made me king of Israel. I'm supposed to rule these people, but there are so many of them. They're like, I can't even count them. They're like specks of dust on the ground. So keep the promise you made to my father and make me wise. Mm-hmm. That's huge. Make me wise. God, make me wise. We often pray, like you think about the prayers that we've prayed. God, I really could use an A on my test. There, am I right? There, I had a great test, a final exam today?
Final exam.
And you rocked it.
Yeah, I did.
Like 98 out of 100 or something?
98 out of 100.
Unbelievable. Or we say, you know what, God, give me money, help me with prosper financially. Which, you know, those are prayers we pray, and that's I guess fine. But it's amazing that this is what Solomon prays. He says, give me the knowledge I'll need to be the king of this great nation of yours. And then God says this back, and I think this is profound. He says, Solomon, you could have asked me to make you rich or famous or to let you live a long time. Or you could have asked for your enemies to be destroyed. Instead, you asked for wisdom and knowledge to rule my people. So, I will make you wise and intelligent, but I will also make you richer and more famous than any king before or after you. What do we learn from this? Well, if we ask God for wisdom, he gives us a mind that thinks differently about the way we live our worldly life. He gives us ways to make decisions in tough moments. He gives us the ability to give advice to people when they need godly advice. But then the cool part, and we see it here, is not only does he give us wisdom, but then he gives us the other things that we might want. Maybe we don't need, but we want, because he says, you know what, I love that you care about being wise, godly wisdom. And with godly wisdom comes the other things, healthy families, good relationships. You do prosper because you make wise financial decisions and you invest your money properly and you don't just blow it on various things. So I think praying for wisdom is a great place to start. Solomon models that for us here in the Dose of the Day, and I think that would be a great thing for all of us to do, to ask for that godly wisdom because he wants to provide it. The life we live right now is so chaotic, so many opportunities, busyness, situations, inundated with media that's telling us to compromise and to live sexualized lives. We need God's wisdom to live our life on purpose and not by accident. So that's the Dose of the Day. That's all I've got to say. We got some music coming up. Corey Lamb, compliments of The Ganga Show. Stick around.